You're listening to the Starfall Actual Play Podcast. Starfall Actual Play Podcast is a combination of short stories, audio dramas, and actual role-playing to tell a much larger story. In this episode, Gerry decides to give a hand. And, well, let's just say they have some fun trying to escape. What are those eyes staring from across the camp? You get to find out. In other news, you should check out our websites. We have two of them. We have jackmonkeygames.com. We also have starfallrpg.jackmonkeygames.com, and both of them have a couple new blog posts. Become a Patreon backer, get a t-shirt, or get a copy of Roll vs. Roll.
In that moment of panic, you see two red eyes open up. They're reflecting off of the campfire on the other side of the camp.
Oh god.
So there's more than one of these.
So there's multiple. Jake's like, can't you do like your animal stuff and like start communicating with the soon? I don't want to get eaten by like some snake raptor thing.
Look at them or something.
Can I make a concerted effort?
I can.
Yes, in fact, I'll give you a bonus of +1 dice because of your arm.
So I'm rolling.
It would be your strength.
Okay.
It would be your strength of your arm. So your arm is a 1 dice stronger than you are normally. So it'll be your strength. Yeah. So you're actually rolling 5 dice. Oh!
That's it.
It's okay, we rolled a 6.
Wait, which ones?
Just keep rolling sixes.
What'd you get, 19? You were almost free. You're just like...
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm happy with on the verge, unless my head gets ripped off in the next minute.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to make it so your next attempt that you can do in the next round is no longer a 20, it's now a 15. You've made enough success that it's going to be easy.
Am I allowed to continue to try to get out as well?
Well,
There's kind of a snake thing. Maybe not a good idea to move.
I'll let you make that decision.
I wouldn't know that the reptiles yet, would I?
Okay,
I'm just staying still.
I just wait until it slithers something away.
Is there a
Whatever
shift
it is.
change due?
Is that?
Shift change.
There's not really a shift that they're doing. They're kind of assuming that from what you've been able to figure out, there is some sort of transport close, but they can't contact it. And for those people familiar with survival, in fact, this is obvious to Dave. They're not acting as if they've ever been in a forest with really large predators.
Yeah.
Can I just start like radiating "don't eat my friend" thoughts to these creatures? Kill the people at the campfire, leave the tree people alone.
Leave the tree people.
You know, one with a tree.
Actual tree huggers.
Can I talk to the animals? I've got line of sight.
You do have line of sight.
I don't know if I have their language.
You can try.
I could tell them to eat the
I do
patrols
have
and leave us behind.
Survival.
Yeah.
And eat the ropes.
You could try. You do need to see them.
Do I?
Yes.
I probably want to have a rummage in the compartment in the back of my
Well-
leg just to try and get out my little knife.
Can she see the one that's
Because there's
behind
nothing
me?
else I can do right now.
Because you could be like,
You could
Yeah.
actively look around as well.
that is an option that I hadn't considered, using my eyes to see things.
Seriously, there is one who's on me, on my hands.
Right.
Like-
On your hand.
I'm
And you just like
I assume it's
gently
like,
sweating underneath it.
yeah, it's like it's made itself at home, but along my back and
Right.
over my hands.
Oh, sorry, that's just my tail.
Is that just your tail, or are you relieved to see it?
How you doing? You don't want to hear the illuminating dance. It's really bad.
Sexy.
That just sounds like a lack of culture to me. Yes, Jesse.
I'd like to try, but I wouldn't even know how to
Jesse enjoys the
begin.
image making this.
Begin communicating with these unknown animals because I don't actually know what species they are. But I want to sort of give them a general sense of, make them feel animosity towards the patrols, but nothing towards us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a.
Need to roll for that.
Yeah, make a. So
I thought
it
I
would
had-
be. It would be telepathy. So you roll your sense.
God. Read this. Three dice?
Mm-hmm. It is 3 days.
I haven't been very good at rolling today. Yeah, no one can see it there.
Yeah, no. It's not. You would need at least a 20. The reason why is because you don't speak the language and you can't see them. So there's a lot of modifiers there.
Can't you telepathate like an emotion? A feeling of ill will towards the church?
Well, you do have one of your Gadar abilities is the sanctuary.
right.
I think it's on the last page.
This creates a safe space of quiet as long as the living being stays within the area of effect. The safe space just makes it so that the living beings do not think about attacking once they're in the radius. But we're all at different trees.
At least you.
Protect yourself.
Well, it is 10 meters.
10 meters.
Oh, I thought you said 10 years. I'm like, wow, that's really a long time to be safe.
Are we all in at trees within 10 meters? the
I
patrols
would say
circling
that.
us?
Okay, everyone roll 1d6. If you roll a 5 or a 6, you are within the 10-meter range.
Oh, yeah, 6, baby.
No, sorry, 4.
Am I in the radius?
Wow.
4.
It's
Yeah,
just
we need
David
to roll
on.
it.
What'd you get?
1.
1. No,
so
you're like
far
in the
away.
middle. You're like way out here.
Well, how about I make
Your-
Your
my own
trees
safe
are in the
space.
file.
well, how I just make this?
I'm extra thirsty.
Why don't I just make the safe space around everyone I
It's
can
like,
reach?
does anyone have marshmallows?
Well, it radiates from you.
Yeah.
And,
So I said, wasn't that within?
Yes.
Everyone rolled 10 meters from me.
So you need to make a. It's a transform skill.
marshmallow on the peg leg and stick it in the fire.
So it's under your transform skill.
Oh my god.
I have a peg leg. I'm not afraid to use it.
I reckon it's got like
Transform.
Oh, right.
And it's only 2D, but you never know. You could set one as
shoot
the
marshmallows
card.
like boom, 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 boom.
Right. So
It's my war
rolling.
cry now.
Theoretically,
No.
you'd be able to detect
I hate
them.
these dice. Okay.
It's one of those things where if you had your cohort in that, you had your
Yeah.
kind of
I
focus,
don't think so.
it would.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
real easy for you to get lots of bonuses.
Yeah.
That's why the target numbers
Well,
are so
well,
high.
my next attempt would be to see doubt and paranoia in the patrols. But I don't know.
Can I make a look around for whatever's in the trees and whatnot? I mean, I had the direction from where the patrol got.
Yeah.
Lost it.
Yeah.
14. You do spot it.
Okay.
So, what you see is a Carcerovax.
What?
Carcerovax.
What?
It's a two-legged style lizard, about slightly larger than a goanna. They're really strong, though. And I love that in Australia I said the word goanna, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So, for the American listeners, goanna. It's about like half the size of a Komodo dragon, or a really large
Two-legged lizard,
lab.
larger than gorilla.
Very
Small.
anger.
No, such disgruntled.
Oh,
boy.
But they're very strong.
They do
Just
do
imagine
a
like a
chase.
Komodo dragon just on real legs.
I've encountered them on a camping trip.
Komodo dragon is very scary.
Just feed them things.
They get big.
If they
Huge.
bite you,
Yeah.
you're gonna die of a terrible
yeah.
Would they
infection.
understand
This is
loneliness?
from
No, because they're not intelligent. They do have pack-like mentality, but they are not.
Can I do a knowledge check to see, like, kind of what their hunting patterns are like? Like, is it a type of thing with snakes where if you stay still, they rely on seeing heat movement?
You can make a roll. Make a knowledge.
Is it a survival?
In fact, I would say that, yeah, your target number goes down a bit because, you are a reptile.
That's why you can't see us when we're not moving.
Hey, nobody move. Surprise party for Gerry. Then it's a 14.
14. Okay, so you do know about them. You have spent some time on Warzod, so they do work like wolves, as in they will gang up on larger predators or larger animals. They do enjoy hit-and-run tactics. The one thing that you're concerned of is that they move around a bit because they are the favorite food of a larger predator.
Tasty.
Scrap.
Yeah, guys, we should probably get out of here.
Oh.
We accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Monday night at game night for whatever it is we did wrong. But we think you're crazy for making us record a podcast for telling you who we think we are. You see us as you want to see us, in the simplest terms and the most convenient definitions. But what we found out is that each one of us is
A fighter.
A basket case.
a princess.
A soldier.
Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, Resting Glitch Face. You're listening to Starfall podcast, by the way, if you didn't already know that, but you probably did because you clicked on.
Hey there, everybody. This is Leslie D. Soul, author of the Fallenwood Chronicles, here to remind you that if you think you've got troubles in your life, you're not alone. Follow our hero Ash in my novels as she has to deal with depression, insecurity, rampaging dragons, heartache, pesky gnomes, betrayal, lack of fulfillment, confusion, inadvertent spell casting, having to deal with royalty, and more within the pages of my novels. The cure for your troubles is to breathe deep, keep going, and read Fallenwood.
Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater. Nah, it's not that kind of show. It's an RPG actual play podcast. My name is Jordan, and I'm joined by our fun-loving cast.
This is Aaron.
Jeff here.
Johnny is my name.
And I'm Jeremy. And what we do is dive in and play various tabletop RPG systems and games, such as Mini 6,
Fiasco,
Inspectors,
Monster of the Week,
Fate, and more.
But no matter the rule set or setting, some pretty intense storytelling hits the fan.
So whether you like epic fantasy, adventure,
Comedy,
Sci-fi,
horror,
or just horrifically bad puns,
we've got something to feast your imagination on.
listen to our full episodes and more at bonethrowerstheater.com.
and may the bones fall ever in your favor.
Hey, this is Storycrafter Mike from the Steamrollers Adventure podcast. And
Space Commander Robbie.
You are not a space commander,
Oh,
Robbie.
pew pew.
Anyway,
Pew.
you're listening to Starfall on...
Pew 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 pew.
All right, quit.
Pew.
Quit.
Pew
You're listening to Starfall. Enjoy.
pew pew pew.
Robbie!
Sorry.
Well,
Have I had any luck
I'm
working
gonna
with
get-
my bonds with my tiny little knife? My little pocket knife?
can't you peg leg something?
Well,
What am I gonna do?
I was going to take the last step into getting myself through.
Take one of the guards in the head?
Maybe they're drawn to the scent of blood, so maybe that's. You should try that.
Look at me funny.
Why are you shooting your leg on fire?
I think it's good.
While you guys are trying to maybe make your escape, I'm going to try drawing the attention of the soldiers. And, hey, patrols! You need to listen to me. Something big is coming, and we need to move.
They're you should at least try a decent trick. I'm just not going to fall for that.
Okay, can I
Already lied.
rip my hand out of
What?
the cable and let the hand get severed?
Huh?
What?
He's
Oh,
in a row.
you're gonna.
He regenerates.
Oh, right.
Don't worry, it'll
Just
come
gonna
back.
let your hand.
Yeah, but you're gonna have it for like 2 weeks. It looks so big and.
It's like,
But, do I have any guards very close to me? Or am I very close to Gerry?
You're pretty close to Gerry.
Is there any chance that there are guards close enough to me, distracted by these shenanigans, that I can pummel once I free myself momentarily?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, we need first. He needs to do
yeah,
a.
what am I rolling?
So I think.
Willpower?
Yeah. Do you have willpower?
I sure do.
Okay. Yeah. You need to make a willpower check because it still hurts.
Oh, yeah.
You need a 15 because it hurts like hell.
Oh! That's already a 15.
Oh.
That's 20.
He's like, I don't need a hand right now. I know something you don't know. I'm left-handed.
And the next thing they just see is me holding my right hand with my left hand.
Just throw it at one of them.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
it's like
catch.
pocket sand. Yeah, I'll go catch.
What's
Yes,
that?
please.
That could turn into fetch
Pocket
with the
sand is in
reptile.
Atomic punch!
Oh, that's my trick.
I'm gonna go and lunge for him, like the guy who I threw the hand at.
Okay.
Your hand.
What kind of are they holding? What guns? No,
They're
weapons.
they have submachine guns.
Yep.
Some of them look like they're carrying laser guns,
Okay.
which is important to realize, being the fact that electronics is currently not working.
Ah, interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna try disarming this guy with a submachine gun.
Okay.
Is that what would that be? Is that like
That would be brawling.
excellent?
He's like, woohoo! I'm
I've
actually.
got brawling too.
I have more dice than that.
Now, take away one die because of your.
You got one hand.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But your tail does count as a weapon.
It's not great. Not gonna lie. 6, 10, 11.
11?
Surprise factor. He does have a hand in his face.
Without a body attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a hand in his face.
Oh, he tied!
Well, there you go. Well, we're grappling.
Yeah.
Grappling?
Yeah.
One-handed grappling.
And there's just like all this blood like splurting onto his face. It's like, ugh,
It's
my
Gary's
eyes!
vision.
It's in my eyes!
I can't see.
Have I seen one of these animals yet?
No.
Not yet. But I'm gonna have him go through his action. So you need to break out of the bonds.
So, if I want to break out of the bonds and do something, I'll take a dice off for breaking out of the bonds.
Correct.
I will try this.
Just need a 15.
I got a 13.
13. Ah, okay.
So
Close.
I'm closer.
You're closer. It's going to be in the next round. You could do it, but you did take away one dice, didn't you? Which means that you can now make a reroll because it's 2 actions.
True.
However, you won't be able to attack this round.
Yeah.
Would you get 10? Oh, so close.
Come on, Dave. Just rip your hand off. It's fine. You can get a new one.
Doesn't have to be your hand.
Well, the problem is that the one that's not made of titanium is the one he could rip off, and he's like,
We could surgically reattach the hand, or attach the hand that you just ripped
How?
off once Dave rips his hand off.
Maybe I could have a Dave
It's
hand.
happened
Dave
in
could have a Jerry
this has
hand.
happened in another universe.
We don't have a medic right now.
But we don't have a
Oh, yeah,
medic.
that's right.
Oh, you just need to roll good.
We're all tied
It's fine.
to the table.
You just need to roll
Trees.
high.
Just roll high. Solution
Why
to
would we
everything.
That's what happened in another campaign. So someone got spider legs.
While I'm grappling,
Hang on
I'm
a
saying,
second.
Will you listen to me now? We need to go.
Okay, you you guys see one of these lizards jumping from the tree, and it just pounces on this guy, and then just drags him into the darkness.
See?
Told ya.
So I know what we're dealing with now?
Yes.
Can I make friends with it? Because that's one of my favourite things to do.
And this is how we get killing machines.
One of my favourite things to do is make friends with animals. With my psychic abilities that aren't very good because I can't do anything good.
I mean, you can make friends with the bigger thing that's going to come soon.
Yeah, but I'm still like bound to a tree. And I need my lizard
Basically,
friends to
using a
come
steak knife
get
to free
me out
me
of the
myself.
tree.
I will say that you can try to make friends with the one that is currently chowing down on someone else.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Well, he's got a full belly. He might be more motivated to be friends with me.
I just spent hey cute thing with blood all over your face.
Yeah.
How you doing? You're gonna need to hopefully hit the power die on this one. Because you're gonna need a 15 to do this.
15 with 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Second
not gonna
abilities
happen.
are
We all
tough.
know that I suck at. I should get an extra dice for being so bad.
It's like a boon that the GM.
Wait.
Oh!
Roll the 6 again.
Do it. So on 11.
No, roll again. I gotta see it.
It's off the side. Where's she?
So that's 14.
14.
Come on.
Okay, I'm not going to allow it to be a friend, but I am going to say because you rolled that well, which was not enough, but pretty darn good, I'm going to say that that particular one won't attack you.
Oh, great.
Oh, God.
Everyone knows.
You can watch while we all
Would
get
someone
eaten.
please do something about this one that's behind my
I'm
back?
trying to get out of my bonds.
Let go of my tail.
Maybe if we just
Freeze you. Let me go. It makes me grapple a lot better.
it tickles. I was thinking, can't you just like stroke it, like calm it down, like there, you're
Pat it.
like.
I'm just grappling with the
Little to
soldier.
the left.
Like,
Little to the left. Oh, right there.
Alright, I'll just start stroking it. and see what happens. Long, gentle, but firm strokes upon this slivery tail.
Do I start
It's
grappling
slippery.
better?
Slivery.
Slippery.
Please follow up.
Okay,
myself.
who's Stu? You haven't moved in a bit.
I'm still trying to work my way through these bonds with
Okay.
what is pretty much a prison shank that I had stored in my peg leg.
Okay, make a roll.
Okay.
I'll say that
I do have survival as a skill.
I would say strength maybe,
Okay.
because you are having to.
Yeah, okay. Hang on. What's that under strength 3?
Now, it could also. No, it's not crazy enough.
Do I need 2 and 1 or is it just 3?
It's 3, and then one of the dice is.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay, right. No.
Nope.
Oh. my prison shank is not very sharp.
It's just a plastic knife that's been
No, it's just
sharpened a little bit.
It's a bit of kitchen cutlery.
It's a bit of offcut that I've ground down. It's good for slicing cheese. During midnight adventures down to the cafeteria in the ship.
Are the patrol,
Just in case you just need to shank a crew member.
So you said the patrols aren't familiar with the animals in the forest, which is why they're not afraid of them, even though you, Gerry, tried to bring it to their attention. Is there anything else that I can make them afraid of? You just start sort of saying nasty things to them?
Your mother never loved you.
There's
I
a
mean-
reason no one calls you at Christmas.
I mean, you could try. The problem is that your con. Oh, well, your perception is 3 dice. You might be able to pull it off.
Huh?
I believe in you.
Huh?
Your perception is 3 dice. You might be able to pull it off.
Can I have heavier dice, please?
Heavier dice?
Yes, please. Alright. Why do I have to roll to talk to them, though? Isn't it?
Well-
Am I confused? Is his line of sight 0? How does that
So that's telepathy. Now, are you trying to con them, or are you trying to use your psychic ability?
Psychic ability.
Okay. So that would still be sense.
Yep. Just 3 dice.
And 3 dice. Yeah. So it's the same. The target numbers are a bit higher, but
Because you're mean today.
it's cooler.
We need in this heat.
8. I haven't gotten any numbers over 10. What?
There's a cat on the die.
Yeah, I was like, that's a 5. I hope you realize this.
You got really excited. I was confused.
What number is the
little known,
cat, though?
little known
'Cause there's
fact
one.
is I have no idea where I got that dice. Half the dice I own, I did not purchase. I don't know where I got them.
Just wakes up covered in dice.
Not
happened?
very good. No, I rolled an 8.
So, I mean, what happens on an 8 when a Gadar is trying to communicate telepathically?
I just
Does
found
it
a
just
little...
like fizzle?
It just kind of
Yeah.
fizzled. The connection doesn't actually happen.
Yeah.
So it's not like...
So I
oh,
kind
wait,
of like, ooh.
Yeah, and so at this point, who is? I think we're gonna restart initiative here. So whose turn is it next? You haven't moved for a while. What are you doing?
I think I'm still mid grapple with this guy, and my last action was to try convincing the other guys that there is danger and we need to go.
Okay. I'd say that grapple.
Okay. Slightly better. Oh, he's the 10,
Ooh.
14, 18, 20.
You got 20?
Yeah, with my -1 die, yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Like, a lot.
Well, I'm not trying to kill the guy, I'm just trying to subdue him.
Oh, he's subdued.
Okay.
He just sees an Elam coming towards him and decides to voluntarily faint.
It's like, ah!
Okay, then.
Plays dead.
Okay. Dave, what are you doing?
I am going to split my actions and finally get out of this damn rope.
Do it.
Okay.
Believe.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, yeah. I see 2 6s, a 5, and a 4.
Nice.
Is there by any chance a group of the church soldiers together?
Is it vegan?
Not really. They're
Spread out?
They're kind of spread out a little bit. There's some of them are starting to realize that there are things out, like being the fact that one got mauled.
It's just cold water.
The teabag
They are
ones.
distracted as they are pointing their guns outwards.
Can I identify one of them close that has a gun that isn't an energy weapon?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's one fairly close within attacking range.
I'm going to grab his gun with one hand and pneumatically punch him in the chest with the other.
Oh!
Pneumatically.
Grammatically punctuate him in the chest.
Punctuate.
Full stop, you
So,
sucker.
so I don't want to put my fist through his chest, but I want him to be thrown away with such force that I'm left with the gun and he's left on the floor.
Okay. I'm going to say that would be you would need a 10 for that?
That is more than 10.
What'd you get?
So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus 1, 16.
That hits. Okay. And yeah. He didn't cock the rifle for you first, but he did fly.
I'm still tied to a tree.
So the rope
Details.
So the rope didn't break. Your
Where's
arm broke. The
Chum?
rope is
Yes.
invincible.
You can't see it.
Well, no, he broke out of it.
That's
Oh,
both
wow.
a good and a bad thing.
would
I
make it
will
tight.
continue to struggle
Okay.
to get out.
Okay.
I want to be signaling
What if we start begging?
for release.
Wait, why don't... Well, what, Alex?
Yeah, it's already
Why
ticking
don't
out.
I, like, try
Yeah.
to beseech us all? It's like,
We need to work together, free my companions, and we all get out alive.
Make a roll.
what am I rolling?
If you have persuasion, perception, it would be under
Okay,
perception.
perception. I don't have persuasion, though. Do I lose a die for doing it on skill, or what?
No, the wild dice does not work in your favor.
Okay.
Can I help you? Persuade?
Yeah, yes, you can. I'll allow it, but you have to roleplay it. So it's not more. It's you've got to.
Yeah.
Well, I got a 12 on that, and I mean, noting that I did see one of their guys actually get killed by a caster of axe,
Yeah.
and now Dave and I are both out.
Okay, so have you
Yeah.
two roleplay, and if it meshes, then you get to add a dice to the roll.
Alright. Okay, listen, like we've got to get out of here. Like there were what, like 8 of you here before, and you're down to like 5 or 6. Like we're gonna outnumber you soon. At least let us help you. Gotta get away. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know about them, but I'm definitely sold.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a resistance here. Yeah. Okay, they rolled a 2. So
Yay.
yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you roll a die and add it to my 12.
Yeah. 5.
17.
Yeah, they rolled a 2 on their resistance.
Yeah.
They agree. Okay, so the trick
Just
soldier.
punch the shit out of one of them.
And they're like, no. No, we'll stay. Okay, we'll go. Okay.
So they run over and they undo the ropes.
Pussies.
I know you mean well.
They're helping!
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Akadar is tough as nails.
You guys are all free. Current soldiers are they're not handing you weapons, but they're not pointing them at you either. Though Dave, the one that you punched, is looking at you like, given the chance he's gonna scruff you up.
He's a silty boy.
Before we go, I'm going to retrieve his hand from the ground.
From the guy's face.
From the guy. Was it? Oh, is it on his face still? Well, he needs obviously to be able to see. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to run up to him and I'm going to like grab it off his face. And I'm going to store it in my jacket.
Should you just...
I have concerns.
Not yours anymore.
It's like, what? What's going on with my hair?
I'll store it.
I want to cut it later.
Are we escaping?
Okay, so you guys have your ship right there, which is not functional.
It's still probably safer inside the ship.
Can we just like
Yeah.
lock the doors and
What
siege
is
ourselves in?
groundcraft re?
Now repair.
I would to pop into the
Yes.
ship and attempt some groundcraft re.
Okay.
Is there any way we could identify the source of what's jamming electronics? Because their laser guns are also down, right?
It's
And their comms.
yeah, their comms are down as well. So whatever it is, it's neither. It's they're confused by it too.
Right, so
Oh, so it wasn't church.
No, everything's done.
Are my weapons working? I have a hornet's nest.
Fuck. You have a hornet's nest.
I have a Kingslayer. Yeah, that would help me get there.
Well, I assume my weapon got taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume mine's still in the ship.
Yeah.
Isn't mine really little?
No.
Ah.
No, it's heavy weapon. It's a.
Ah, I remember this.
Actually, I'm probably not really going to use a
Yeah, I don't have that on me.
for a while.
No, at this point, I'm going to say that even you could not use a Kingslayer on a regular basis.
Well, that's fair.
Ew.
You can accept that.
Okay. So, you guys are going into the ship?
Yeah, I want to have a quick look in there and see if there's some way that we can shield the, at least the drive, I suppose, from whatever's jamming it.
Make a roll. I'm going to say... we're going to do this as a blind target number because I don't want to reveal what is doing this just yet.
Yep.
So, just make a roll, and I'll tell you yes or no. So, this would be your build and repair.
Your craft rest?
Yep.
40. 18.
Okay.
By the way...
Nice.
What was it? Does it remove your
You're
hand?
really good at using
So,
cards.
just to let you know, Cherith just played the Runaway card, the roll versus roll card.
I'd like to say I not only convinced our allies, but our enemies.
So the card reads, at some point you lose your courage. Yes, this counts if the encounter is something extremely powerful, but only if the other players are ready to engage. And you are the voice of reason is accomplished by noticeable odor. Basically, he wets
odor of
himself.
cowardice.
Yes.
The odor of brown trousers.
Nice.
I don't
Okay,
wear trousers.
so add
I wear
extra
them
extra XP. Cherith just loves playing these cards. I love
You're good at
It's
it.
fun.
them. Okay, I'm going to say you're able to shield a little bit. You're not enough to take off. But right now, if the ship takes off, you're leaving Terry, Lava, Reza, and Mama Bear behind.
Probably at this point safer to be in the ship where we're protected than it is to be wandering around in the jungle with the lizard monsters, though, right?
With the things that eat the lizard monsters.
Yeah. We don't know about that yet, do we?
I do. And I did say to everyone something bigger is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I need you to make a roll on your knowledge of the Crusher of Axe.
You is Gerry.
Yes.
13.
Crusher of Axe, when they're solitary, are very curious. When they're not attacking, they tend to go into things, like ships, just because they're curious. So there may be one in the ship somewhere.
It's only a little
Keep
ship,
telling
though,
you guys
this
to shut
It
the
is
fuck up.
a little ship.
There might be some of the lizard things inside the ship.
You've been listening to the Starfall Actual Play Podcast, written and directed by Kevin C. Mason. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever else you can find a podcast. Become a Patreon backer by going to patreon.com/starfallpodcast. Get a copy of Roll vs. Roll at Gamescrafter or Drive-Thru RPG.